Hey you guys, it's Shoya here with Relationship Hero, and today's video is going to focus on signs that he's losing interest in you and what you can do about it. This is a common issue that we as coaches face with our clients, especially when you're in the beginning stages of dating, right? When you notice that the person that you're talking to is doesn't seem quite as into you as they were perhaps when you two first started talking. So there are a couple of things that we want to touch base on and a couple of things we want to rule out before we assess how to handle the situation that you're dealing with at hand. First things first is typically when you're at the beginning of a relationship or a dating dynamic, excitements are high, passion is high, it's exciting, it's new, and we can definitely be in what we call a Romeo and Juliet phase, right? So a lot of times when people tell me, I think so-and-so is losing interest in me, what they're really saying is when me and so-and-so started dating, right, we had a normal, we had a particular establishment on how we communicated with one another or how we reacted with one another. And that thing just isn't a thing, right? We're not talking like we used to, or the normal that I originally established is not so normal anymore. In which case, we want to tell you to just calm down. Don't freak out. Don't call it quits just yet. Maybe the issue isn't that he isn't into you or she isn't into you. Maybe it's just that whatever normal you established at the beginning of your relationship is no longer sustainable for an extended period of time. In which case, I'd communicate with your partner. I'd let them know, hey, I noticed that we used to communicate like this, and this isn't the case anymore. And basically assess whether or not you two need to establish a new normal or something new for you to get used to so you don't take this shift as a sign that they're just not that into you. Another common circumstance that comes up with signs or noticing a shift in pattern could genuinely be circumstantial, right? Whatever predicament or mental, emotional, physical space a person is when they first meet you may or may not say the same as they're getting to know you. So if something is going on in their personal lives or in their surroundings, it definitely can affect their ability to show up for you, in which case, again, communication is key. Ask the person, is everything okay? Is something new, happening with you and your family or your job or your circumstances? Do not always assume that their lack of communication is about you. One downfall of automatically assuming that the reason they aren't talking to you like they used to is about you will kind of unintentionally give off this high maintenance type behavior, right? Because people do not want to be the bad guy. They do not want to be the villain. And if they pick up that you're taking their behavior personally, then they may start to see you as more of a chore or a responsibility versus a person. Now, this isn't to say that you are to sit here and live in superficial peace and just be okay with the change. I am not saying that. I am saying if that is one of your options, let it be the last option. Hold yourself at a high enough value to say, you know what? I haven't done anything to warrant this behavior, so I'm not going to assume automatically that this is about me. I'm going to hold space, ask my girl or my guy what's going on, and rule out any circumstances before I ask the have I done something question. And then just one of the last ones that I want to touch base in this video today is maybe you two did not have the same set of goals or values when you first met one another. A lot of the reasons why we get into dating dynamics is because of the chemistry. We meet somebody and we click. They like us, we like them, we're attracted to one another, and we kind of really hope that that is enough to keep it going. And I am here to tell you that it ain't. Unfortunately, chemistry and connection and that passion and that drive, although it's wonderful and definitely an important factor about maintaining a relationship, it is not enough to sustain a relationship. A lot of the times people tend to lose interest in a relationship as soon as the relationship begins to show signs of work, which we all know relationships require. If you do not have the same relationship goals as the person that you're dating, then yes, it is very common that as soon as things start to extend themselves and require a certain level of maintenance to maintain consistency, that the party whose goals may conflict with yours will start to show signs of losing interest, as in not reaching out to you as often as they used to, not being present when you two are together, or constantly coming up with excuses. So if you feel that you're in the situation and you're not quite sure whether your issue is circumstantial, whether or not you and your partner have mutual goals or values, or whether you just need to establish a new normal and you need help with that, then sign into Relationship Hero and speak with a coach like myself, and we'll definitely try to help you figure out where to go from here. Until then, I hope you guys have a wonderful day.